We are recording.
All right. I'm here. I'm ready.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Evening, afternoon, night, wherever you
Wherever
find
you
yourself
are in the universe or galaxy or worlds.
as you listen to this podcast. Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of Feast, Famine, and Freelancing. We are back. We went fishing for a week, and now we've returned.
Ah,
Yep.
and ironically, my husband and son are at an ice fishing contest today again. So
There
the
you go.
perfect analogy
So,
for this day.
we were there, and now we're back. So we've left them to their own devices, and now we've returned to say hello to you because it's been a
Yes.
while.
Yes, we've
Has
missed
everyone?
you.
Yes, it's been an eternity. It seems like, and
Yeah.
yet here we are, episode 13.
Woo, Magic
Love number
13.
13. Yes, what a sight to be seen. Yep, there goes
I
the
love
love.
it.
There it is. So here we are, folks, and we are happy to have you. And without further ado, let's jump on in, shall we? Yeah, we
Yes.
shall. And the top segment, as we do, is Sam Surprise.
Oh,
So
that's right.
it's been 2 weeks, so it'll be interesting to see where we are compared to the last time of where we were, metaphysically and philosophically. Yep. So
Where am
last we
I? Okay.
spoke, yeah, where am I and who am I? That is a question. So last we spoke on this here pod, Sam, we were at 344 subscribers. Would you like to take a gander as to where we are today?
I'm going to guess 375.
All right. That's a good guess. Good guess. Not over the number, so that's good. That's good. Would you like another try?
377?
All right. Definitely still not over the number. But let me go ahead and just tell you what it is, and we'll do our drum roll.
Okay.
689. Hot damn.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, we've doubled. We went away and we came back twice as big. That's what she
That's what
said.
she said.
As yeah, we are 689. We are on the cusp of 700 subscribers.
Holy Jesus, I have like tears in my eyes because it's so exciting because this is what we've hoped to build and it's happened within what? We haven't even been doing it for 4 months yet, right?
We have not. That's what she said. Mhm.
Oh, I fall into it all the time, god damn it.
Yeah, it's barely been. It's just over 3 months, guys. We're just shy of. I think in 3 more weeks we'll officially be 4 months into this podcast, and we are on the verge of 700 subscribers. And we just want to thank you so very much for your support, for checking out our vids, for liking our vids. In fact, Sam, I'm looking at the stats here.
Hmm.
Our episode with the most views is our work from home episode, episode 5, and we are at 49,000 views.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Maybe we
49,000.
should hit that topic again with some
I
different.
think we definitely should because we've got a lot of goodies. So we definitely will need to hit up that topic again because that is amazing. So guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for
Just being
just
you,
thank
just
you.
being there. Yeah, just thank you.
Yeah,
I
like
guess we're doing something right for
I
once in
think
our lives.
yeah, for once, right? Hot dog. Yeah, in our last episode, episode 12, all about our first burning biscuits and nightmare clients, has 1.2K views, 1,200 views. Thanks, guys. Seriously,
Thank
from the
you.
bottom of our little hearts, we really, really appreciate it. And we appreciate all the support. And as we now say, our corny but endearing line, there's no us without you. So thank you for
Exactly.
making us possible because of you. See what we did there? Hmm
Yes, we have to make shirts.
Yeah, we do. We have to make shirts, and we thank you so much, guys. Seriously, we're super excited, and this is just going to keep us going. And we're looking forward. I feel really good about our world domination plan. I feel like
I do
our
too.
adorable world domination plan is really taking shape here. And by the end of the year, I shudder to think where we will be.
Yes.
Thinking,
Oh my God. I hope
mhm.
like we have that community we wanted to build that's global
Yeah,
and, hooking people up with clients or, having
oh yeah,
ideas run, what we're talking about, like just
yeah. We
creating a
we have some
community
exciting,
and
yeah,
a safe place, so to speak. I don't mean to be corny with that,
exactly.
but yeah, like a safe place where you can say what you need to do without names and everything like that. That's one thing we don't want to do is call out agencies or
Right.
employers by name. But
Yeah, definitely.
especially share, experiences that happen to you that you learn from or that others can learn from. Like, because, Nicole and I learn from each other all the time, as well as from fellow freelancers. And also,
Hmm.
we want to encourage topic suggestions.
Yes, we definitely want to do that. And we'll definitely be in the community section of our channel more. I know right now we're only using it to do like posts here and there, but we're definitely going to do more engagement on there so you guys can like chat with us, add comments and stuff, and we can just stay connected because this is amazing. And as I'm talking to you, Sam, like the number goes up to 690. So we just added another sub in real time. So,
Wow. Thank
yeah,
you,
thanks
whoever
so
that
much.
was. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, 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 welcome. We are super excited to have you here. I haven't checked the geography stats in a while, so I'll do that for the next episode to see like how international we've become since our last little
Oh,
check-in. So that'll be fun to see. So wherever you are, wherever you find yourself listening to this podcast, hello, welcome, bienvenido, bienvenue. That's all I
yep.
got. Willkommen
Grab a
is Willkommen
drink
another
and
one?
grab a beverage and, you could do shots every time we say that's what she said. So,
Oh,
which will make,
it will be
the
nice and
podcast
buzz.
even more special.
Mm-hmm. It 100% will. That's a definite for sure. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys. This is super exciting. And I know we have some exciting things down the pike that we've been talking about, Sam, offline that we're going to bring to you guys. So, we do have some opportunities, not just with other companies, but opportunities that we're creating within our little sphere that will allow you all to get a leg up, so to speak. And we'll be talking about those very soon. Yeah, very exciting,
Yes.
guys. All right. Well, thank you. With that very endearing spiel, that's what we'll go with. I think we're ready to jump into our topics. Sam,
Yes.
what's on the docket for today?
Okay. We have dealing with nightmare clients, or the resource section, which will be discussing AI and collaborating with fellow freelancers. Did I get
All
them
right.
right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
It's a
This is,
miracle that I did, but yes. Okay. Well, wonders never
yeah,
cease.
they don't. And you're always on it because you write things down, unlike me.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, so last time we were here, we talked all about nightmare clients and we wanted to expand on that because we did share what it looks like to have nightmare clients and what some of our nightmare clients were actually. So now we want to actually give you some warning signs, so some things to look out for. So we thought it was a good continuation to talk about the signs that your client is a nightmare. Like, you know how they do
Yes.
those cosmopolitan quizzes or whatever? 10
Oh, yeah.
signs your
Cosmo.
client is a nightmare or Cosmo, whatever
I
they
for-
call it.
oh
I,
my God, I
I'm
used to
totally
fill those
saying
out when I was young. Those
yes.
are
And
great.
so, yeah, this is our edition of 10 signs you're working for a nightmare client. It might not be 10, it might be more, it might be less. We don't know. We'll see what happens. That's what makes it exciting.
Yes, it's a
So,
surprise for even ourselves. So there we go.
indeed. So, with that in mind, I'm going to kick it back to you, Sam. What are your signs that you are working with a nightmare client?
Okay, work. I think. guaranteeing work and then taking it away at the last minute is one sign. What really sucks about that is I'll book time for
Hmm.
that, and then all of a sudden at the last minute it is taken away, and then I've lost money when I could have helped out another client. So I think
Mm.
inconsideration is a huge one.
Oh, yeah. So almost like a client that doesn't respect or value your time.
Exactly. Like, and this to that point, Nicole, that we said before, setting boundaries.
Yep.
Like, and what just dawned on me is like, I'm trying to think. So, like, when you make an appointment with the doctors and there's a
Hmm.
cancellation window, I
Oh,
think
you're
that's
good.
something I'm
Hmm.
thinking of that, you have to
Yeah.
cancel the project within a certain amount of time or I'm going to charge you.
Yeah, that's actually an excellent point because when you think about how do you battle against stuff like that, that's when contracts are super valuable because you can weave that into your contract. If you commit to a certain amount of time availability and then it's canceled, there should be a cancellation fee, just like when you go to the doctors. Yeah, that's actually a really cool idea
Yeah,
to.
I just thought of it. It's randomly, which sometimes happens, but rarely. Yeah, I was just thinking too. Also, yeah, I would definitely charge. Also, when they give you the hour range of how long the project is going to take, but then it's nowhere near that. Um,
Hmm.
and then you can't bill for that. And I stupidly count on things, and I really, like we said before, I really shouldn't do that. And so that's another thing you might want to weave in. Like if they
Yeah,
book you for this long, you should be able to charge for that.
yeah.
Because again,
So
you turn down like another job.
very good point. So number one, they don't respect or value your time. Number two, they overestimate or underestimate how much time the project will take, because that is also, and it also ties into not respecting or valuing your time. So if they send you something, they're like, oh, this should only, your level of effort should be 2 hours, but then it's actually 6 hours. Then if you've accounted for just 2 hours for that client and you had something lined up right after that, then that's going to impact your time frame for delivering the other project, or you'll maybe have to work late into the night or into the morning just to meet your deadline. So that's another example. And to be clear, we're not saying like one offs, like if it happened once or maybe twice in a blue moon. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a pattern of behavior where it's
Yeah.
always this. And
And
that
it's
is
not, yeah, it's not anything that's happened too recently or anything, but I just wanted to bring that up. So, you know what? I just put it on my notes for contracts since it's the new year and new contracts are coming up.
yeah,
But I also have one more, if you don't
yeah,
mind.
go for this.
Wait. Oh my God. It just went away again. Oh, yes, sorry. I think sometimes people think that freelancers can be dumped upon.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that, and this just happened, they can just sign off and dump all their work on you, and then you're stuck working, that you're assigned hours to a certain degree, and then they decide just to leave you with all their work. And no instructions or nothing. Oh, you're here, so you could do this, and then all of a sudden you find yourself staying on like even later.
Yeah.
So
So again, like I think there's like this common thread and all of that. It's just a lack of respect
yeah,
with
for your time,
a,
and
like exactly. Yeah, that's those are all really good ones to really kind of look out for. For me, one that comes to mind is a red flag is definitely around the rate. If you
mm,
agree to a rate and then the rate changes, that's a red flag because that's already kind of like in the area of like dishonesty and not being honest, or if they're always haggling over your invoice, like if you're always finding yourself having to justify your invoice or detail like down to the second or the minute the time you spent, that's essentially you've got a micromanager, not a client. And who wants that? So that is one. The other that comes to mind, and of course I'm blanking out now. And I had all like, this is why I should have written them down.
Oh, to your point with the rates and everything, is you agree upon a rate, and I don't know if you just said, and they try to barter with you as you're working with
Yeah,
them. So,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. The other one that I find, and this to me, I definitely have found it much more so in the book editing space, is, and I've said this before and I'll say it again because I'm speaking as an author. Authors are divas, and because they're divas, they have generally this expectation that everything they do is fantastic and all of their work is fantastic. And so they really take offense when you're making modifications. Not all of them. I'm just speaking in generalities. And this is when you know you have a nightmare author, when they don't want to actually accept any of your changes, or they argue with every single change, or they feel that they know better because they're the author and not understanding the difference between writing and editing. So that can definitely be a nightmare. I've had to fire a couple of author clients, and that's why I don't do book editing anymore. Long story short, because it can be very demanding and very taxing on you. It was just draining for them to have to deal with authors who thought they knew better, even though their job was just to write, and my job was to make sure that their book was perfect, polished, and still had their voice. So that
Yep.
can be really exhausting. The other one that I have, and I and I kind of caution this because it can be misconstrued, but I think one of the things that sometimes happens when you're working with clients is that they don't understand the concept of freelancing. And
Mm,
so they expect to monopolize your time. And you can find yourself in a situation where you agree to do enter into a freelance agreement with a client and they expect you to always be available. That's not how
yes.
freelancing works.
Yes. They don't
Like,
realize that you have other clients.
right. And if you're freelancing, that means you're doing it on your schedule and your time. And sometimes you will find that even though that is the case and that is what you both agreed to, that is not what they expected. They expect that when they say jump, you will say how high. And so that comes back to what you were saying about boundaries. It's so important to set the boundaries. The moment you allow them to dictate how you freelance, that's a slippery slope. And then the expectation will always be there that you always be available when they need you to be available, that you're going to set your schedule according to them. And that's not the point of freelancing. So, yeah, that's another telltale sign to me that you may be working for a nightmare client if they're always expecting you to be available at all times.
Oh, yeah. And also if they get mad too, if you're not.
Oh yeah, that was literally thinking about it. And so that's what I think is so funny, where you might work with some clients and they don't send you work, and so you go with other clients because you don't have work at the other place. And then when they finally come around and you're booked and they ask if you're available and you say no, then they get in their feelings. And
Mm-hmm.
then
I actually lost one not too long ago because they asked at the last minute to do something and turn it around within like an hour. And I was
Jesus.
already working on something, and I had to say no. I'm like, I can't. I need a little more notice because I do have other clients and everything, and that was the last I heard from them.
Yeah, and I think that's unfortunate, but it's important for clients to understand. And I mean, that could be something as simple as when you're having that initial conversation, just letting them know I do have other clients and I have other competing demands. I will, as long as you give me sufficient notice, I can get this, done in whatever time frame you agree to. But also keep in mind that I have other clients, because sometimes clients can believe that they're the only, like, you're exclusive to them, and that's not also not how freelancing works.
And with like last minute jobs and everything, I don't want to rush through the work.
Exactly, because then your quality suffers.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be mindful of that. And I think we talked about that, the feast versus famine period. When you're in a feast period and it's raining jobs, you may be tempted to just take everything, but that it's not going to help you in the long run, because if you're taking all these jobs and they're all pretty much due at the same time, something's going to take a hit. So it's not even
Yep.
worth it. You just take enough that you can handle, and or stagger the deadlines, but don't like try to hoard everything, because in the long run, you're gonna have to fly through the work, and the faster you go, the lower your quality will be.
I always do, and sometimes I don't follow this, and then I'm kicking myself, but I try to go by the rule of quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because,
Well,
like, and then the mental aspect of that too, and the stress and everything of trying to meet all the deadlines.
yeah, it definitely takes a toll, and I think it can be really stressful. And it shouldn't be that way, especially when you're freelancing. It's one thing to have a day job, and we all know day jobs are generally, I mean, I'm not saying that they can't not be, but they have some level of stress to it, because you are not in the driver's seat, but that's not how freelancing should be. So if you're finding yourself constantly dreading or stressing out over your freelancing work, you may need to reassess where you're at and what
Yes.
you're doing. Mm-hmm.
Yep, not worth it when you have to like think about that a lot.
Yeah, so let me try to see if this is going to be fun. Let me try to do a recap for the telltale signs you're working for a nightmare client. One, they don't respect your time or value you. I guess they kind of go
Yeah,
hand in
I like
hand.
it. Yep. Respect and
Number
value.
number two. Wow, I forgot that quick. That's impressive.
Oh, when dumping all the work on you, like,
Yes.
you're technically the catch-all.
Yeah. Exactly. Or they overestimate or underestimate how long something is going to take.
Yep.
They haggle over your rate while you're doing the project.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we talk about in terms of nightmare clients? Oh, the attitude, getting in their feelings when they feel like you are not available when they're demanding. They're
Yes.
demand your availability 24/7, so almost like an exclusivity to that. But this is just like some of the warning flags to watch out for. And then there's always the tried and true that we always talk about. What is it, guys? Come on, by now you should know, because we talk about it all the time. It starts with a G. Mm-hmm. Your gut. I bet you said it out loud. I can tell.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but here I
So
am waiting for people to respond. Not that we're live.
yeah, listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Once, what did they say? Once is a fluke, two is a coincidence, coincidence. Yeah, what is
A
that?
quinky dink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. One is a fluke, two is a coincidence, three is a pattern of behavior. Keep
Yes.
that in mind. So if you are seeing three or more of these flags, run like the wind. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Run like the wind really quickly in the other direction. Not not good signs. And then always listen to your gut if you feel uneasy about it. And this could happen at the very outset. Let me be very clear. And I've had this happen before, where I've had, an initial interview or conversation, and before leading up to that, everything looked great on paper. And then I'd have the conversation. I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, they
and
don't
I
adhere to the contract. Yep.
Yeah, I would 100% pull the ripcord. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to move forward. That's a protective measure. I think we need to give our guts more credit than we do sometimes. So if your gut is telling you to abort, you should listen. Mm-hmm. Because then you're going to look back and be like, damn it, I should have listened. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think sometimes clients think that, or yeah, think that freelancers won't speak up, that
Mm-hmm.
we're so desperate for work that we'll just be quiet and, take whatever, they're going to give to us. And that's what she said. But,
Ah,
but yeah, so I think, they don't expect us to push back.
Yeah, and even just like even being respectful in general. If you have clients that are not like that speak to you in a disrespectful tone, that don't at all just just don't respect you, not even your time, but just speak to you very inappropriately, whether it's rude or condescending, that's a nightmare client. You don't want to keep that client around. Nobody wants to have clients that make them feel like crap. And sure, you probably get good money, but at some point the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So
Oh, I
I'm
like
just saying,
that.
yeah, I mean,
That's a
I don't
shirt too,
know.
right there.
Yeah, damn straight. Yeah, so just don't always think like all money is not good money, is what I'm saying. So definitely don't get to the into a point where you're saying, oh, yeah, but they pay me so much, so I'll put up with the abuse.
Yeah. Oh,
Nah.
I have another one too.
Yeah.
Oh God, wait, where'd it go? Hmm. Oh, where they question everything that you have put in to change as
Yeah,
your
exactly.
yeah,
Like
they
when they're,
question, argue, or they say you edited too much, which
yeah,
I've
that
had
diva
happened.
behavior. Hmm.
Yeah.
Like when they feel like they're right and you're wrong. You're the expert and they're the client, and they will challenge you and say, oh, well, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that. And so, yeah, that is definitely, that's that diva territory where
Yeah,
they
because they,
feel
like you
that
said, they
they're talking
feel
about.
that the project that they've given you is perfect, and how dare
Hmm.
you have changes. And with my
Yeah,
design background, sometimes I'll, make comments on the design, not like, oh, hey, you should do this, but, alignment and,
yeah,
bleeds and, image quality. And then, they don't like that.
yeah, exactly. So
They'll be
that
like, well,
is,
this is just a placeholder. Well, that would have been nice to know. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so just don't fall into the trap of nightmare clients. Don't, and also don't be afraid to fire them.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should
Anyone that
definitely.
makes you second guess yourself constantly is not worth it.
Mm-mm, not at all. Yeah. So that's like our little spiel about nightmare clients. I'm gonna try. I know I said this before on something else, and I did not do it. Fully admit. But I'm gonna see if I can compile this into like a short, like snip this out the flags. Although I don't
Oh
know that we
yeah.
did like a list,
Like a
but
quick
you
hit
get it.
results from the quiz, so to speak.
Exactly. And if you can answer yes to like three or more, you should abort immediately. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rule of thumb. If three or more of these things are true, congratulations, your client is a nightmare. Hmm. That's what you
Yeah.
won, a night client. Woohoo! I don't
No,
think
no,
anyone.
yeah.
So yeah, I think. Oh, here's something you guys can do. This is a chance for audience participation. Give us one of your flags for
Oh yeah.
spotting a client. We'd love to know. You have
Yeah, because
something
maybe
that
it's
we didn't touch on? Mm-hmm.
something we can learn from that would make
Exactly.
us want to, cease cease and desist with that client.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments below, what are your flags, or what is your one top flag that lets you know the client that you're working for is a nightmare and you should run away quickly, quickly, quickly. Mm-hmm. Let us know. Leave it as a comment here. Leave it as a comment on our LinkedIn. Send us a message. All of the fun stuff wherever you
Yes,
find
we would
us.
love to hear from you.
Especially in the community though, because I feel like we're gonna. I think the way that this is evolving, Sam, I think we're gonna be probably exclusively almost on YouTube.
Yes,
And
yes, I hope so. Yep.
yeah, because I mean, we're on LinkedIn a little bit, guys, but we're not really that active on LinkedIn. And we have the TikToks, but we're
The
not really active
the
there
TikTok.
either. Yeah, and especially with all the craziness happening there. So, anywho, I think we're gonna stick to YouTube. So YouTube is where you'll find us if you want to leave us a comment and interact with us. But you can also find us wherever podcasts are sold or available. I don't think this is sold. I just said that because it sounded good. But come find us on YouTube because this is where you can interact with us and leave comments. And as you can see, we are well on our way to world domination. We are 690 strong. And we'd love for you to join us and be a part of that awesome, awesome number because we are super stoked. And like I said, oh, 693, hot dog. In real
Hot
time,
diggity
dude.
dog.
Real time. We might hit 700 before the end of the day.
That would
That's
be
my prediction.
amazing.
That's my bold prediction.
I like the YouTube idea, the YouTube, like Mr. Google.
Yeah,
I like because I like you said, we really want this to be interactive because we really want to start the conversation with you, and
exactly. Yeah.
mutual
So
learning and everything like that would be amazing.
yeah, definitely hit us up on YouTube. And we have some other like exciting things coming up that I just thought about as we're talking, Sam. And we'll talk about that later. But yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of cool opportunities, not just to engage with us, but to get your freelancing game up. We're going to make some really cool opportunities available that you're going to want to know about because I think you'll enjoy them. Yeah, yeah. 693. Man, that's amazing. Thanks, guys. Seriously.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. This is awesome. Okay. With that in mind, so I will try, no promises, but I will try to make a list of signs you're working for a nightmare client and put that in the community chat. So yeah, I will definitely do that.
We can make it a
And
wallet card that you can carry around.
and then you can just check things off and then be like, oh no, like make it like a punch card. And every time you see a sign, you can just like the hole and be like, oh my goodness, I won a nightmare client. I don't want this. Let me throw it away.
Yep.
So
Back it
yeah,
up. Yeah.
so yeah, that's our like these are our signs. And maybe once we write the list, we might come up with more. But I think that's roughly like 10 signs your client is a nightmare, something like that. Yeah. And that, that can be in anything. Like, especially like I'm thinking like photography, if you're a photographer and you're probably working for like a bridezilla, which is most often than not the case for whatever reason, something I guess brides to be's transform as it leads up to their wedding or something like that. Maybe not all of them, but I hear a good bit. And you might have a really demanding client and they want the world and they're asking for a lot. Oh, what that also made me think of, Sam,
What?
that other sign that you're working for a nightmare client is that, and I think this is especially the case when you have a flat rate fee where you're charging like, oh, this project will be X or whatever. And then you get the project and it actually ends up being way more involved than what you thought. And they knew that, but then you're stuck with the
Oh,
fee.
yes.
So that to me is also a huge red flag, like where it's almost like a Trojan horse, like, oh yeah, it's like only like 10 pages and try to tell you it only take you like an hour and then it ends up being like 10 single space pages.
Oh my God, like completely
Really
text
those,
dense. Yeah.
oh my God. And then it's like hours and hours of your time, but you only charged $100. So by the time you're done, you're like making a dollar an hour.
Yes.
Like that's no.
That happened to me where they said it would be like
Oh,
15 to 20 slides, and I got it and there was 75 slides.
holy
I will
shit.
never
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah. So like the bait and switch, that is another big warning flag. Like if you're constantly being baited and switched, that's not a good that's not good. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, like I think that's a good idea. Let's make like a little list, signs you're working with a nightmare client, and we'll put it in the community section of our YouTube channel. And if you're not listening to this on YouTube, because it is possible, because we are on all wherever podcasts can be found, come check us out on YouTube. Just look for at F3, three F's, and the number three spelled out at F3. Check us out.
Yes,
And the
please.
F's can be whatever you want them to be. Yeah, but it's three F's. At F. Or if you don't have success finding us that way, you can search for Feast, Famine, and Freelancing right on the YouTube, and you will find us there. Our adorable caricatures, our chibs.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
We have to. Yep. There will be a new one this week. Yep.
Indeed, there will be. So, yeah, I think we've talked about nightmare clients to death. So, that's our little rundown as to how you can spot a nightmare client.
Yes, we
So,
hope
yeah,
this
count
was
up.
helpful, especially if you're dealing, with the new year and dealing with possible new clients. We hope this was super helpful.
Exactly. And if you find yourself with three or more of these signs, escape, run, just run.
As
Hmm.
as my mom used to say, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you as you leave quickly.
Exactly. So, yeah, there we go. And I guess we can switch into stuff you can use.
Oh yes. Yep. It was AI, correct?
Yes. And
Okay.
everybody's like, no, Terminator, all debug. That's all I got, guys. That's my best impression of our no
That was
social media.
amazing. That was amazing. Thank you.
Yes, we're talking AI and not the kind in Skynet that takes over the planet and makes us serve them, but the less sinister kind, the kind that is essentially everywhere now.
Yep.
And with the whole explosion of Chat GPT and all the different competitor programs that came out as a result, you may be wondering to yourself or thinking, I'm not using that. AI is the devil, as they said in Waterboy, where everything was the devil, which is pretty amazing. So, yeah, so you may be thinking to yourself, why would I use that? Ew, no thanks. There's a lot of great ways to use AI, actually. And I 100% use AI, especially as an entrepreneur or a solopreneur. Yes, either
Oh,
one.
I like that. Yeah.
And the reason is because when you are in business with with yourself, uh, that was so inappropriate in so many ways, but it was so
But
funny.
it worked, man. It worked.
When you're in business for yourself, this is why editing is important, guys. When you're in business for yourself, you wear a lot of hats. And you hear us talk about all the different things that we do, all the different areas that we work in, and it can be a lot and it could take a lot of time. And I have found since starting to use ChatGPT specifically, but there's other things that I use, not just ChatGPT, that it has been a huge time saver for me. And not in the way you think. You might be thinking, oh, well, you use it to create all your content. No,
Mm-mm.
no. I write all of my own stuff that is out there for consumption in terms of sales. But when it comes to virtual assisting, 100% AI has been a time saver. So the way that I use ChatGPT is I use it to like schedule out my week. So I will dictate, hey, here are the things I need to get done this week. And here are my deadlines. And it'll actually create a file for me, an Outlook calendar with all of my appointments for like, this is how you need to schedule your week to get all of these things done. That is huge for me. And it saves me a lot of time. And it also saves me money because I don't have to hire a virtual assistant. And I know that some people will be like, oh, AI is going to replace all of us, it's going to take all our jobs. No, no, it won't. Because there are certain things that it just cannot do. AI is not an editor. I have seen people try to use it as an editor. Yikes.
Yeah, no, no.
It will never replace the art and the expertise and the value of a human editor. It just won't. That's just the bottom line because there's nuance to writing. And so you can absolutely feel confident in knowing that AI is not going to come for your job if you're an editor or proofreader. That's not the case at all.
No.
But it can save you a lot of time. And so you may be saying to yourself, well, AI is cheating. You shouldn't use AI. Well, actually, if you think about it, everything pretty much has some form of artificial intelligence. If you're listening to us right now, you're listening to us on a platform that is driven by artificial intelligence. If you've ever used a computer before, artificial intelligence. If you've ever used a calculator, guess what that is? Yeah, artificial intelligence. It isn't everything that we do. It may just not be, we may not ever think about it because of the fact that it doesn't seem as obvious. But if you ever use spell check, guess what that is? Yeah, artificial intelligence. All of that requires some level of artificial intelligence to get you to the desired result that you want. So don't look at ChatGPT as like, oh my God, we're doomed. We've been using artificial intelligence for a while, guys. Yeah, mind blown. I know, it's crazy.
I was telling my mind was blown yesterday. I was telling Nicole I was writing an email and it was really really late at night and I dozed off during it and when I woke up it was completely written and I was like, "What happened?"
Like, ta-da.
I
Yeah,
was
it
like, "Oh my
reminds
god."
it reminds me of that commercial. I don't know if you've seen the commercials that they have with Apple, where they have their version of like Chat GPT in the email is with the actress from Game of Thrones. Like she was like the really young leader. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's hysterical. It is like one of my favorite commercials
No,
where
I don't think I saw it. I'm gonna have to look this up.
yeah, like she's with her agent, and her agent has sent her a script, and she hadn't looked at it. And then she's like really quickly just like skimming, and the software like gives her like a rundown of the script, and she's like repeating it back, and the agent's all impressed, but she actually hadn't even read the script yet.
That's
It's
amazing.
super funny. And there was another commercial with her again where this guy is coming up to her and he like recognizes her, but she doesn't recognize him. And so she quickly like asks the program to like remind her of this guy she met somewhere. And then the it tells her the name and she's like, "Oh, hey, Bob." And he's like, "Oh, you remembered me." She was like, "Of course. Like, who else would it be?" But it was so funny. And so I just think about that. And so, like, I basically what I'm trying to say, what we're saying is that AI can be another tool that you add to your tool set that's really valuable. The other way that I use it is that this might come as a surprise to you guys, but I don't know how to draw. This might be really shocking. So I use it to create like, designs for me, image concepts, because I am not a drawer, I am not an illustrator. And so if you have like some image ideas, if you have an imagination, there you go. You can use it
Oh,
to create images. And it's really good. And yes, you may need to polish them, but it has been a huge cost savings for me because when you're in business for yourself, you don't have unlimited funds. And so it's a great way to actually like basically reallocate your funds to something else and not having to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on an illustrator. Because I know like the number of images that I've created, like there's like I would need to have a war chest in order to hire someone to do these. So it's great in that respect as well. And I think even in some ways that we don't think about, and I think we've talked about this program before, Descript, and it's a program that we use for our podcast where it actually will clean up the audio, it will create our clips. Like that's all artificial intelligence. And so there are ways to use it. Like it doesn't always have to be for evil, guys. Like it can be for good. And I think especially with the way that it's everywhere now, it like Sam, how you were just saying, like in your email, like it's like, here, let me write it for you.
yeah, it
Ta-da.
was great.
So why not use it to your advantage? It's all we're saying. So that's like our stuff you can use segment, all about AI. Dun, dun, dun. It can
Boing.
be good. It can be
I
good.
like it.
AI can be your friend. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It can.
Oh, there goes even Ripley is agreeing to that. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. Oh, nope. Okay. Oh, okay, we're good. She
Yeah.
was just voicing
So
her opinion on AI. She agrees.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, Chat GPT, check out there's so many different ones out there nowadays. I actually used it to give it this is so cool. This is something I did recently. with my book that is out now. There's this software program. It's called LM Notebook, and it's powered by like Google's version of ChatGPT, which is Gemini. I don't know if they call it ChatGPT. I think they just use the open source, and I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get too geeky here, but they basically took the same concept and applied it and created their own version of ChatGPT, which is called Gemini. And they have this tool within their Gemini ecosystem where you can take something you've written and it'll do an analysis on it. And part of that analysis includes doing like a voice analysis of what you shared. And it is so freaking cool to actually hear a breakdown of something you've written from like an external perspective where it just like gives you like a rundown of the content. And so I did that for my latest book and I absolutely loved it. So if you want like a little like boost, take like, and if you've written a book recently or just written an article, just run it through LM Notebook. You will be floored at what you get. Just saying.
Ooh, I'm gonna try this.
Mhm. Yes, it's very, very cool. And so I'm using it for other things too, because now I realize like, oh, this opens up like a whole other opportunity where things that weren't typically accessible before, or like it just helps you dream bigger. I feel like I don't, and that might sound kind of weird or like goofy
No,
or
I think it's
that,
perfect. It makes total sense.
but like it just like it feels like there's so many more possibilities because so as someone who doesn't draw, that like all I do is write because that is what my talent is, like talent wise, like I write and I edit and I proofread, like that's it. And so to now be able to say like, oh, I now can use my amazing writing skills to imagine like and to create what's in my head. I have this image concept that it's in my head and I can just now tell it, here's what I'm imagining, and it brings it to life. And that there's just something super cool about it and feels very much like Disney slash like the princess or whatever. I don't know. It's super super cool to just be like, draw me a cat with a top hat and pink polka dots and some gloves, and it's like,
Some
sure,
gloves.
here you
It's like
go.
an enhancement of joy.
It is. And so I really enjoyed using it. And so I'm just saying, guys, if you want to dabble, like give it a try. We are not getting endorsed by any of these platforms that we are mentioning. This is just stuff that we have used or and just perhaps could be useful to you, especially if you can't afford to hire an army of people. Why not try AI? Oh my goodness, that rhymed.
It did. That was amazing.
I wasn't even trying for that, but that was pretty cool. Why not try AI? Mm-hmm.
The best
Boom.
things are just a
Yeah,
surprise that come out. Oh,
there you go. So
that's
that's
probably
also
not a really good, but okay, we'll go with it. Like,
that's t-shirt worthy. I feel like why not try AI? And
yeah, I like it.
the best things just
I like
come
we have a
out.
whole like slew of so like step. This is my go to one.
Yes, I like it. Step this. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can't step this. Mm.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that. It's a
all right.
double. Yeah. Okay. Back.
Sorry, guys. Then we'll. This is what happens. Then we'll get
Yep.
sidetracked and we'll sidetrack ourselves. This is how
Yes.
we roll. Yes. Okay. So now on to our final topic. Final topic. What is our
Oh
final
yes, I
topic?
love that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To
Let's
peak.
go with
Yeah.
it. What we got, Sam?
We have collaborating with other freelancers. So
Take it away.
here I go. So basically, in my freelance past and present, I've had opportunities to collaborate with other freelancers on projects. And sometimes I'm brought in just as a external freelancer, I guess I should say, like one without a contract. Like a one-off or two-off jobs, but it kind of opens the door for you with that client because maybe they're super happy with your work and then they add you to the roster with a contract. So I've had that a couple times and I still help out with freelance clients. So like a nice way to get into the door, collaborate. I know I learn new things each time because different freelancers have different styles, as well as companies have different guidelines and SOPs. So it's like a nice learning experience. It kind of reminds me, Nicole, of like when you're working for a pharma company and you're assigned a brand, but then you help other people and you become knowledgeable so you can cover for them and you have the cross brand experience. So it's kind of similar to that, I feel.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So like that cross training, picking up, adding on new skills to your toolkit.
Yeah, I like
Tool
it.
belt. Yeah, that's either one, tool belt, toolkit, whichever you prefer. Yeah, I love that idea. And I think that's why we always talk about the power of networking, how important your network is. I heard someone say this, I think a couple of people have said this, and I just thought it was so cool. Your network is your net worth. And I'm like,
Oh, I
it's
like that.
how great it is. I'm like, that is so spot on. So yeah, don't underestimate the power of your network and partnering with other freelancers. And don't look at it as, oh, this is only like an hour or this is not that much. If it's an area you're trying to break into, like you
Yes,
should
yep,
definitely go for it. That's how you expand and get better at stuff. So definitely don't ever feel like, oh, well, it's only like they don't want me permanently. It's just a one off. You never know what that one off could turn into.
exactly.
Yeah,
And yeah, speaking from experience, it does turn into something.
exactly.
So for the most part, I mean, sometimes maybe not. They just, need you for that one project, but then they may need you again for another project and then another one, and then you find yourself, helping them out a lot.
Exactly.
And no one
So,
feels like threatened by you either. That's what a good collaboration is. You're genuinely helping people and there's no one's threatened or, we're not taking work away from anyone. We're generally providing assistance.
yeah. And I mean, I think even you had mentioned this, Sam, like what we're doing here, you and I together. You
Yes,
may have an idea where you feel like, oh, I have this really good idea, but you know that it would be better if you had a partner, or you know that you don't necessarily have all of the areas or the skills needed, but you someone in your network does. And so why not reach out to them? Why not say, hey, I've got this idea, or hey, I got this opportunity. I think we would do this would be great if we would do it together. And you never know where that could lead.
yeah, exactly. And
So, yeah.
it's also confidence building as well. Like when that happens, I feel.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I mean, it's a nice boost, like to have people reach out to you. And I just actually had this happen. Literally, this was it. No, I think it was last night where I have been putting myself out there more when it comes to my writing stuff, and so I've been trying to be more engaged on different platforms. And I had someone reach out to me. They were like, "Man, I appreciate you always supporting my work and engaging. And I want to invite you to this community of other individuals that are doing something similar." And I was like, holy crap. I'm like, that's amazing. Yeah, I would love to do that. And it all happens because you're putting yourself out there. And then it just kind of like gets reciprocated. I'm surprised I
Yes,
said that.
I like it.
That's impressive.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
So
I can't word today, so there it's perfect.
I surprised myself. Yeah, so definitely like take advantage of people in your network in a nice way, not
Yeah.
in an way, to be clear. But just take advantage of the fact that you have a good network, partner with people in your network. It's great to partner with other freelancers. And then also, if you have an opportunity, don't feel like it's taken away from you by tapping one in someone in your freelance network, because that also could benefit them and it doesn't take away from you at all.
No, nope, definitely not. I don't. Yeah, and it just shows that you're willing to help out where necessary and reliable is where I'm going for. You build the reliable reputation. Like you agreed to help, and then you don't back out.
Exactamundo. Exactly that. So yeah. that's, I feel like, I think we've hit all the topics.
I think so too. Look at us go.
Man, this this might be our shortest one yet. That's what she
No,
said.
actually, we're over an hour.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Okay, then I take it
Mm-hmm.
back.
Yeah, we were
That's what
worried about like not enough content, but I think we did really well.
we did. That's impressive. And it was our we were gone for a week, and now we're back with like with a bang. Yep.
Shebang.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Thank you for supporting us too, because that is super exciting. We're at 694. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, man, in real time, like it's happening. Like we've added 5 additional subscribers just during our conversation.
This is
Guys,
amazing.
you're amazing, guys. Like, we heart you.
We
Thank
super
you.
heart you.
Like, super hard.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's all we have for today. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. hmm Please keep us going, guys. Help us spread the good tidings of freelancing, of feasting, famining, and freelancing. Famining is not a word, but I'm going with it.
We like to create our own words. We have our own
Mhm.
lexicon. So, yep.
That's what we do.
And we're
Yeah.
hoping during this we will add many more.
Indeed, indeed. So, yeah, help us spread the word. Please check out some of our episodes. There's a reason why episode 5 is as popular as it is. We had some really good resources up in there, guys. So go check it out. It's all about working from home and getting clients.
Yes,
Yep. Yep. Go check it out. And while you're there, hit that like button. Every like goes a long way. Yeah.
exactly.
So
And if you have any
go ahead and,
questions, again, please reach out, post them, start a
yes.
discussion. We'd love to respond and do that.
Yeah, and plus we want to do another live stream soon. We did our first live stream, I think it was in December. So if you guys
Yeah,
give us some
actually.
suggestions as to what you'd like to see in the live stream, then we will oblige.
Yes. We would like to,
Yeah,
yeah, totally interactive and yeah, that would be amazing.
perhaps even an interpretive dance or two. Perhaps
Mm. I will make
it
sure
could
I,
happen.
have my best turtleneck and tights on. Oh,
And gloves and gloves.
gloves, yes. Perhaps even a beret if
Indeed,
I'm feeling
indeed.
fancy.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely let us know. Please continue to support us. Thank you so much for supporting us so far. Seriously, this is so amazing to have started. Man, I want to look and see when our first ever video was. Like, let me see if I can find it relatively quickly. No promises, guys, because, you know, new promises. All right, let me
Woohoo!
see.
Yeah, that's our hold music for you.
Yeah, this is as far as it goes, guys. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint. Let's see. I'm really curious, so I'm gonna check it out and see what it's all about. Ooh, that rhymed.
Ooh,
I'm on a roll, man.
you
Firing
are.
on all cylinders. Yeah, I am. All right, episode 1, 2 months ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, oh, how could I have forgotten when we premiered? I'm so embarrassed. We premiered on Halloween.
Oh my
How
God,
could I
that's
forget
right. I'm totally
that?
like,
Duh.
and I was like racking my brain, which is hard, but that's what she said. But
Oh,
how can I? Yeah, it was good, but how can I? So
yeah.
yes.
So we premiered on Halloween of 2024. That
So,
is bananas.
wow.
That so it hasn't even been 3 months, guys. Right?
And you've
Am I doing
stuck
that
with us
right?
this long. Yeah, October to November, November to.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
yep. It'll be 3 months, January 31st. I know that was a
Oh,
Captain Obvious moment. So you.
no, but it's like because I was even wondering if I had done the math right. That is freaking incredible. Not even 3 months. Guys, you have to understand that the growth that we have seen is not typical. And that's why we're super excited because we have been doing this for less than 3 months officially. And we are about to hit 700. And we do not take for granted any of you at all. And we so appreciate you guys supporting us just by hitting that like, we don't like even need you guys to throw money at us unless you want to. We won't stop you. You can go ahead and make it rain on.
Yeah.
We don't mind. But we just appreciate you hitting, just the likes and subscribes. That goes a long way. Again, we are on our way to the most adorable world domination ever.
Ever.
And you help
Yes.
us do
Please
that.
join us.
And
Yes, join us.
thank you. So this is, I mean, I can't believe this. Like, I know, like, I'm looking at the numbers, but it's still like, wow, you guys
Yes,
rock.
we never take you for granted. We're always appreciative. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Seriously, thank you. Please continue to support us. We really appreciate it. How cool would it be if you help fund like our world domination and just general escape from
From
anything other
reality. Yeah.
yeah, from anything other than just doing these every day because that's what we like to do for fun. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Gosh, I can't believe it was just Halloween. I will not forget this. I shan't forget again. I forgot. We premiered on Halloween. That was the whole point, so that we can do our official celebration on Halloween, our anniversary. Yeah, I
Yes.
know. That's so cool. All right, guys, that's all we got. We just went on this little rant and meander. More of a meander. It wasn't a rant. It was a meander. Rants tend to be a little bit more spicy. This was
I
like
like our
more.
meander. I like the meander.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was like a meander, just to like see where
Meander.
we're at, where we begin. We're 5 days away for our 3 month anniversary.
They just think of
And
something special.
yeah, I bet that we'll hit 700. It would be so awesome if we could hit 1,000 by our 3 month anniversary. I know that's ambitious, but a girl can dream.
No, you know what? Doesn't hurt to dream. We never know what'll happen.
Exactly. So thank you guys so very much. We are looking forward to what is ahead because you guys are making it possible for us. And we'll see you back again, same time, same station, the week after this one. We'll be back.
Yes, you will.
All right, guys.
Alrighty.
Thanks. We'll see you on the flip side.
Yep. Bye
Bye.
bye.